Are you confused about which filing status fits your current situation? Did you recently get married, have a child? Those are things that could easily change the way that you file your taxes. My name is Jasmine, and I have been a tax professional for 16 years. Wow. The purpose of this video is to help you identify the different types of filing statuses that are available and to give you a little bit more background and detail, kind of break them down so that you can better understand each of them so you can determine which one is the best fit for you. So let's get into it. The number one filing status I want to touch on first is single. Single is a filing status where you don't qualify for any other filing status. You're not married and you don't have kids. That means you are considered single. So this has nothing to do with whether or not you're booed up or not. If you are engaged, you are still single. This is one of the most easiest ones to kind of determine because it's literally, am I taking care of anybody else, right? Do I have a dependent or anything like that? If not, single. If you are married, then you're not single. Single has nothing to do whether or not you're in a relationship, but solely on what your marital status is. The second filing status is married filing jointly. So if you and your spouse are officially married, then you're going to use this filing status of married filing jointly. Now, it does not matter if only one spouse is working and the other is not. Your spouse is not going to be considered your dependent. You are still a unit, you are still together, and you're going to file as one, and you're going to file married filing jointly. Now, to use me as an example, I am married and I also have 2 kids. Now, I am still going to file married filing jointly, not head of household, because I am married. That trumps any other, filing status there is, even with kids. Now, the third filing status is married filing separately. Now, I don't recommend this filing status for any of my clients. However, if it works for you, then you definitely do what's best for you. The reason why I don't recommend it for my clients is that they lose a lot of tax credits when they do this particular filing status, like earned income credit, child independent care credit. If they're going to daycare, you can use that as a credit on your taxes. And those are credits that you lose when you use the married filing separately filing status. One way that you can avoid using this filing status but still be able to separate your tax refund, right, from your spouse who may have a large amount of debt that they have to pay. So any refund that they receive, the IRS is going to withhold it to pay down debt, let's say for like child support. So there is a tax form that you can use under your married filing jointly tax return, and it's called a injured spouse allocation form. Very long name. Put all the information on there and kind of separate their income and their information so that the spouse that does not have the debt will not be affected by the refund that's going to be withheld from the spouse who has the debt. Oh, I explained that well. So there is a way around it, and I would say definitely to speak with a tax professional about your specific situation to see what strategy will work best for you. The fourth filing status is head of household. A lot of people know about head of household, and we all know about it by people claiming other people's kids and kids that didn't live with them and things like that. Don't do that. Do not do that at all. So in order for you to claim the head of household filing status, that child has to have been in your care. You've had to provide more than half the support for this child 6 months or more. Like over 6 months. Then you can claim that child on your taxes. It's not only for kids, also dependent. If you're taking care of your mother or your father, like for me, I have a grandmother and she's ill. Although she doesn't live in my home, if I am providing more than half of her support, even when she's like either inside of a hospital or she's inside of an elder home, I can still claim her on my taxes as my dependent and also qualify for that head of household filing status. So the fifth and final filing status is qualifying widower. This filing status is for an individual who has lost their spouse but also has a dependent child. To explain how this filing status works, the first year of the passing of a spouse, you will file married filing jointly. The 2 years that follows that year, they will file qualifying widower, but only if they have a dependent child. If not, then they will go back to filing single. If this filing status pertains to you and you have recently lost your spouse, I just want to send my sincere condolences to you and to your family, and I also pray for your strength, for your comfort during this time. All right, everyone. So we have our 5 filing statuses. I would love to know, after listening to all of that, which filing status are you going to claim and use for this tax year? If you have any questions, if I didn't cover a question that you did have, please leave it down below. If you have a comment, leave that down below. It is tax season, and things are about to get started here soon, January 27th. So I will be around. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time.